There is a rhythm that runs through the veins of every woman. A quiet strength, often unseen, yet unshakable. The world may try to bend her, to silence her, to tell her she is less than she knows herself to be. But still she rises. Her spirit is not built from the whispers of doubt. It is carved from mountains, rivers, and fire. A woman carries not only her own dreams but the weight of generations who came before her. She walks with their prayers stitched into her footsteps. She speaks with their courage pressed into her voice. And though history has often tried to hide her light, she has always found a way to shine. Strength in a woman is not the absence of softness. Her power does not erase her gentleness. She can be both fierce and tender, both a shelter and a storm. The world may marvel at how she holds so much, yet it is not magic. It is her truth. When a woman believes in herself, the ground shifts. When she refuses to bow to fear, chains break. When she dares to dream, whole nations are lifted. And when she loves herself wholly and without apology, she teaches the world a lesson it will never forget, that feminine strength is not a threat, it is a gift. So let every woman remember that her voice matters, her presence matters, her story matters. Let her remember that her worth is not measured by approval, but by the undeniable fact of her existence. And let her walk boldly, because she does not need permission to be powerful. She already is. There is a sacred strength within a woman, one that does not ask permission to exist. It does not wait for applause. It does not shrink when questioned. It is born with her, stitched into her very being, a truth that lives beneath her skin. And yet, so often the world tries to forget this truth. It tries to press her into silence, to write her out of the story, to make her believe that her worth is conditional. But every attempt to diminish her has only reminded her of who she is. She is not fragile glass that shatters at the first touch of struggle. She is stone. She is flame. She is wind. She is water. She is everything that endures. From the beginning of time, women have stood as the keepers of life. They have carried children in their bodies and nations on their backs. They have been healers, builders, protectors, teachers, and visionaries, whether or not history has chosen to write their names. Their hands have shaped the future, and their voices, though often dismissed, have echoed through centuries like a song that cannot be forgotten. For every barrier built against them, they have created new pathways. For every door locked, they have carved their own entrances. Strength in a woman is not the kind that needs to shout to be heard. Sometimes it is in the quiet patience of raising a child, teaching love where the world teaches hate. Sometimes it is in the soft refusal to give up when the odds are stacked against her. Sometimes it is in the boldness of stepping forward when the world tells her to stay in the shadows. She knows that power is not in domination, but in transformation. She does not have to be cruel to be strong. She does not have to be loud to be heard. She does not have to be like anyone else to matter. A woman's strength is not singular. It takes many forms. She is the grandmother who carries wisdom in her wrinkles, the mother who sacrifices without question, the sister who protects fiercely, the daughter who dreams fearlessly. She is the worker who builds with calloused hands, the leader who guides with vision, the friend who listens with compassion. Each role she plays is a layer of power, and none of it makes her small. She is vast, limitless, and whole. The world has often mistaken her strength for rebellion. When she speaks her truth, they call her defiant. When she seeks her freedom, they call her unruly. When she loves herself without apology, they call her arrogant. But these are not insults. These are confirmations that she is shaking the ground beneath old systems that thrive on her silence. Her courage disrupts the comfortable lies. Her presence demands that the world face its own reflection. She is not unruly, she is unstoppable. Every time a woman rises, she carries with her the stories of countless others. The women who were silenced, the women who were told they were not enough, the women who were forgotten. She carries them in her heart and in her fight. And so, when she steps forward, she does not walk alone. She walks with generations by her side. She is the voice they never got to use, the strength they never got to show, the dream they never got to live. She is their continuation. There is no limit to what a woman can achieve when she begins to see herself clearly. When she looks in the mirror and no longer doubts the reflection. When she speaks and trusts her own voice. When she chooses herself, not as an act of selfishness, but as an act of truth. In that moment, she becomes a force beyond measure. She stops waiting for the world to give her permission, because she knows the power was hers all along. And still, with all this strength, she does not abandon grace. Her resilience does not harden her heart. She can bend without breaking. She can forgive without forgetting. She can endure without losing her tenderness. That is her power, this ability to hold contradictions and still remain whole. She is soft and strong, fierce and kind, vulnerable and unyielding. She is not one thing, she is many things, and that is what makes her extraordinary. For too long women have been told to compete with one another, as if there is not enough space for all of them to shine. But the truth is, when one woman rises, she makes room for others to rise too. Her victory is not hers alone. Her success is an invitation, a reminder that the sky is wide enough for every star. Empowered women empower women. And when women stand together, they form a mountain no storm can move. The strength of a woman is also found in her ability to love. Not the kind of love that demands her silence, but the kind that demands her freedom. Love that heals, love that nurtures, love that inspires. A love that begins with herself because she knows she cannot pour from an empty vessel. When she loves herself, she redefines the meaning of love for the world. She shows that love is not submission, not sacrifice of the soul, but a force that lifts, strengthens, and liberates. A woman's empowerment is not only about her own life, it ripples outward into the lives of everyone she touches. Children who grow up watching empowered women learn to respect themselves and others. Communities led by empowered women grow stronger and more compassionate. Nations shaped by empowered women move closer to justice and peace. To silence a woman is to silence progress. To empower a woman is to empower the world. Every time a woman refuses to be broken, she sets a precedent. Every time she speaks her truth, she opens a door. Every time she refuses to shrink, she expands what is possible. Her life becomes a testimony that strength does not have a single face. Her story becomes a light that guides others out of darkness. She becomes the hope that someone else was waiting for. Let the world understand this: a woman's worth is not tied to how well she obeys, how quietly she endures, or how perfectly she conforms. Her worth is in her being. It is in her existence, her breath, her soul. She does not need to prove herself to be valuable. She is valuable because she is. She is powerful because she is. And when she rises, when she claims her voice, when she holds her head high, she is not only lifting herself. She is lifting generations yet to be born. She is shaping a future where girls will not have to ask if they are enough. They will know it in their bones. They will inherit the courage of those who came before, and they will continue the work of making the world whole. So let her rise, let her dream, let her walk boldly in her truth. For the strength of a woman is not a secret to be hidden. It is a fire meant to light the way. And so, to every woman listening, know this: your voice is not an echo, it is a command. Your dreams are not too big, they are the blueprint of what the world desperately needs. Your strength is not a burden, it is a gift that will outlive you. Stand tall, speak boldly, love fiercely, and never shrink to fit into spaces that were built to contain you. You are the proof that power can be graceful, that courage can be gentle, that greatness can be feminine. Rise, because when you rise, the world cannot help but rise with you.